What if Genghis Khan didn't stop at Asia? What if he conquered the entire world? Think about it. The guy who created the largest contiguous empire in history, but this time, there's no one left to stop him. Imagine a single global empire ruled with absolute control. Would we be more advanced? Or would history's greatest conqueror have turned the world into his iron prison? All right, quick history check. Who exactly is Genghis Khan? Genghis Khan wasn't just any warlord, he was a one-man wrecking crew. By the time he died, he'd conquered more territory than anyone else in history. His empire stretched from the Pacific to Eastern Europe, and his armies weren't just fierce, they were practically invincible. Imagine that power, a single empire swallowing everything in its path, from Europe to Africa. But what if no one could stop him? First up, let's talk about what this world would look like. Think big. I'm talking global unity, but it's not exactly peace and love. Genghis ruled with an iron fist. His law, the Yasa, was terrifyingly effective. Disobey? Death. Steal? Worse than death. But he also protected the powerless and allowed freedom of religion. A world where no one dares to break the law, where everyone has their place, but no freedom. With Genghis Khan at the helm, society would be safe, sure, but at a high cost. Forget democracy, forget individual rights. And here's the wild part. All that discipline, all that control, it made things run fast. Trade, innovation, even travel. Genghis loved progress, so he'd let knowledge and technology spread across his empire like wildfire. Imagine the Renaissance happening a couple hundred years early, tech advances coming faster than we could keep up. Under Mongol rule, the Silk Road was the lifeline, connecting the East and West, but on a whole new level. Wherever you are in the world, spices from Asia, science from the Middle East, art from Europe, all in your neighborhood. The world would have been connected. It sounds great, right? But there's a catch. With that kind of speed comes control, and with control comes cost. Under Genghis's rule, people wouldn't just speak hundreds of languages. The Mongols used the Uyghur script for writing. Simple, universal. Imagine if today everyone could read and write the same script, no matter where they were. No more barriers, no misunderstandings. Sounds pretty cool, right? But wait, what happens to all the languages that make us, us? A world under Genghis wouldn't have much patience for cultural diversity. It would be efficient, but kinda soulless. Hundreds of languages, each with its own history, erased in the name of order. Our world would be united, but it would be a much quieter, more homogeneous place. And here's where it gets dark. A single, peaceful world. No wars, no rebellions. But this peace isn't optional. The Mongols dealt with uprisings the way they dealt with enemies in battle, with swift, terrifying destruction. The minute you think of fighting back, gone. Numerous cities will have Mongol soldiers patrolling every street corner, ensuring order, but it's like walking a tightrope. One wrong move, one tiny rebellion, and entire cities vanish. It's peace, but only for those who toe the line. A brutal peace. You'd be safe, but always under someone's watch. Genghis Khan didn't exactly have a soft spot for cultural monuments. Just think about Baghdad, destroyed. Imagine if that destruction spread worldwide. Ancient monuments, libraries, priceless artifacts, lost. Sure, the Mongols allowed knowledge to flow, but they weren't interested in preserving what didn't serve them. The world we know, with its diverse histories and artifacts, it would be radically different. The Mongols would have kept what mattered to them, but everything else? It'd be lost to history. We'd be left with fragments, shadows of a world that once was. But here's the big question. What would a Mongol-ruled world look like today? Imagine you're not just a citizen, you're part of a system, one that's been running for 800 years. Genghis Khan's descendants still rule, controlling every corner of the earth. No separate nations, no separate governments. It's one world, under one iron hand. Our lives, our clothes, our art, all molded to fit a single vision. The world would be united, yes, but at the cost of personal freedom and cultural diversity. There'd be order, and maybe even prosperity, but individuality? Forget it. And yet, no empire lasts forever, not even the Mongols. Eventually, corruption, rebellion, and exhaustion would creep in. Even a world unified under Genghis Khan would start to crack. Maybe we'd finally get a revolution. Maybe the iron grip would loosen, and people would reclaim their voices. But who knows? By then, centuries of control would have already reshaped humanity. We'd come out of it a totally different species. In the end, the Mongol world empire might fall, just like Rome or Byzantium. But not before it left its mark on everything we are today. So, would you want to live in this world? A world where one man's vision reshaped humanity, where order came at the cost of freedom? It's tempting to imagine the benefits, but the cost, it'd be high, maybe too high. History is full of what-ifs, but this one, it's both thrilling and terrifying. One thing's for sure. If Genghis Khan had conquered it all, the world would be unrecognizable. Stay tuned for our next video and subscribe.